Today is another day. So yesterday, the tree fell down, and I tried to chop it like late, so there's no sun, and then like to let the ground dry. The ground today is not so dry yet, but I'm gonna try to attempt. Yesterday I got an axe because we need an axe to split the wood anyway for once for fire and kindling and stuff. You need an axe, so I got this. But I was studying yesterday of what would be the best thing to do here without much of a big investment, because I don't do this. I don't know chop trees, but like, so I googled things, you know, Alexa and Siri and all that stuff. So I went to YouTube and then learned that instead of getting a chainsaw, if it's like big trunks, you need a chainsaw, or you can section things with a reciprocating saw instead of like a manual saw, a power tool saw. It just depends on the blade. And the big project is to how to chop this guy down. There you go. See that limb right there? That limb right there, that's, I chopped that with an axe. So, but we can certainly trim this little limbs with a reciprocating saw. My strategy is to cut down the small pieces, and then before I get to the big trunk. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to clear out these things, these grasses, so that like I have a clear visual of where I'm stepping. So we're back. I'm gonna put the phone here. That might become annoying. I cleared the brushes. I got my safety glasses. What tool am I going to chop this with? Of course, I can go with the old pruning method of this, you know. Which is pretty good. It's a good exercise. But it will take time to do this. It will take me 10,000 years to do that. See, it's getting stuck already. So this is maybe for later, for like little things. This is good to have. Manual things is always good to have, but it's not the main tool that I'm going to be using. I got me the DeWalt DWE305. I'm not an expert on this. I learned all this from YouTube and Google University or whatever. So, and I like DeWalt because of the color. I don't know the performance because I don't use these things a lot, but from my learning from YouTube, I noticed that DeWalt is the only one with the 4 orientation thing on their thing. Most reciprocating saw go only up or down the blade. This one can go horizontal too. So I picked this for the option. They're almost the same price. This is like a what, 119, and it's got like a different kind of orientation. So that's a plus for if you're paying for the same price, same power, same everything. A little orientation helps. So I got my wires to, and the reason that I picked the corded is because of its power, and I plan to use this a lot. I don't know with what, but I plan to use this a lot, and this is the one that they recommend if you're like going pro. You're gonna use this. This is like they said, like a seesaw is a Sawzall is a uh, demolition tool, and if I'm going to be cutting like trees, old fences that eventually needs to be worked on, I'm going to be using this tool. So might as well get the one that will offer me the most. So okay, power here, and plug this here. Let's see. There you go. Now I'm gonna install the blade, but before I do that, I'm going to detach the power. So just, it's a safety measure for me. Maybe I don't need to, but it's always advisable to do so. See, I'm already dropping things like a little knife. Don't hold that. Hold things one at a time. Safety. So once I get the blade, and what blade did I get? The Milwaukee. And this is a carbide teeth, 12 inches. So when you're cutting things, it needs to go above or beyond what you're cutting. It can't be like smaller, because the tip of the blade might bump. So when you're cutting things, you know, it needs to exceed what you're cutting, because you're doing this. This is basically a manual saw. It's doing this, but like machined. I still have it open. Yeah. So unsafe. Okay, so I'm gonna use this, and how do you install this? Is open the latch, this thing. Let me get closer. Open the latch, and then put this in. This part right here, I don't know what's called. It's universal, I heard. So you put that in. It's not going in. There. It's snug. Test that. So now I'm gonna put the cord. Test it. There we go. Let's test this in here. Way faster than the manual saw. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna set up the camera so that you can see this angle. See if I can cut this. Make sure where the cords are, that you don't cut the cord. Okay. Okay. I guess this blade, although long, is for finer. Well, let me unplug this thing and get the other set of blades that I bought. So okay, I got my gloves thing, and then I'm going to change this carbide tip, because that's for like a finer wood, for like frames and things with nails. That's good. So it's good that I have that. So that's unplugged, and I'm going to remove it. Remove the blade. There you go. And I'm gonna get this coarser blade. See the difference? This is like fine teeth, and this is like more coarse. So this will get things done faster. And this is actually for pruning. Whoop! Drop that again. tool dirty. I think I'm gonna like this tool a lot. There, secured. Okay, for my gloves. And this blade is the what? The 9 inches blade instead of like the 12 inches. The foot. See the difference? The foot, the 9 inches. So I think most of the time the people use just the 9 inches one. Okay, where's my safety glasses? I'm gonna get it. There you go. Protect the eye. Okay. Plug it again. Test a bit. All right. Try this big link. Will that cut? Try that. Yeah, it does. So I can't cut that trunk because the blade is not long enough to cut through in here. Maybe I have to do some kind of technique, like cut here, press it back. So let me bring you closer. Some of a technique that I think will work, instead of like going straight, which my blade is not long enough to do that, I'm gonna like section it. Section. So like that. So what I'm doing is chipping away sections. Does that work? What's this? Well, I got stuck because this wood is still wet. You don't want to get stuck because it might break your blade. So I'll section it again.